Okay, we've seen quite blatantly, quite openly, the fact that this young girl here is ignorant. Ignorant.
If you're going to be racist, at least do it right. And look at this comment under my YouTube video.
If you're going to be racist, look at me. Look, aren't I important? The way I sit and stance and pout out. If you're going to be racist, let's do it properly. Oh yeah? Go on, say it again. And stick your mouth out. Go on, look at it.
When people are bad at things. If you're going to be racist, at least do it right. And look at this comment under my...
If you're going to be racist, at least do it right. Bad at as we've said, she's bad at things. She's bad at her history. She's bad at her common understanding. She's bad at reasonable, rational thinking. She is basically showing herself to be ignorant, self-possessed. Now then, when she says about racism, we say she's racist. Let's go back one.
Bad at things. If you're going to be racist, at least do it right.
Okay. Racism. Any person that says what she's just said is a racist. A total, absolute racist. Another point on top of that, because she's compounding her own condemnation here, is the fact that she is taking words that originated from not Lucy Legs down the road, right? The one with hinges on the legs, one leg going this way, or the local butcher, or anybody else for that matter. She's taken her words of racism from the source of the system. Government. You see, ladies and gentlemen, every government puts out its laws and puts out its rhetoric, and the people follow. The people don't bring out the pigging rhetoric. The governments do, government ministers do. They coin all these fancy statements. People go along with them unthinking, uneducated about them. Like this young bit of a girl who hasn't lived anything of life, has not gone through the trials and the tribulations of life, and has to harden, which should harden a person up in the sense that they become mature, so that they can have a balanced character. Okay? Not gross and morose, a balanced character. Now, racism, like everything else that we hear in society over time, comes from local government. Sorry, not local government, central government. Okay? And is carried on by the people. Another term, okay, to illustrate this, okay, is paedophile. That came from central government, not local government. Central government, okay? Got this thing with local government. Central government to the people, and the people copied. Like sheep. And I always state that there's no such thing as a paedophile. I've gone up against picking ministers who defended the term. You're a picking minister. You should be saying what your scripture's saying. This is buggery. This is child buggery. But Parliament won't say it because Parliament is into child buggery, and its conscience, it tries to soothe by fashioning and taking another pigging word to get away from the fact that it's buggering children. Now then, before I get carried away here, this young girl, as we say, is a racist. Now, how do we come to that conclusion that she's a racist? Well, again, I'll just let her repeat her words.
Thing, right? I just don't like when people are bad at things. If you're gonna be racist, at least do it right.
Huh? If you're going to be racist, let's at least do it right. First of all, this is how we address people like this. Okay? That have followed the government speech and are too damn lazy to do anything else. There is but one race upon the earth. It's called the human race. That is why, apart from the fact that we're all of different skin tones, of different nationalities, of different backgrounds, of different speech, mannerisms, the thing about it is that we are all the same underneath the skin, because it is one human race. So what we see in another nationality that reflects our own and other nationalities is because we are of one stock, the human race. Now when persons like this say of races, that makes them racist, because what they've done is to take one stock, the tree of life, of human life, and divided it up into many branches. That's wickedness. That's division. And these buggers, these leftists, are behind it. There is no such thing as a British race, an American race, a French race, etc., etc., etc. There is but one human race, and when persons say otherwise, they are racist. They're dividing up the human race. I once had in the 80s, okay, a couple of monkeys come into the housing office where I was working as on a temporary basis, okay, local housing office, and they said that I was racist. These two dark-skinned persons, okay, I turned around and said, I'm not, but you are. They just sat there, staring at me. And I said, right, okay. Do you believe in an African race? Do you believe in an American race? British race? Well, they're just pigging sat there. Because I knew they did. Because that's how it is in this world. People turn around and say, if you say to them, do you believe in an African race? Oh yeah, the African race is fine, yeah. Oh, the American race and the British race. Oh, you're racist, you pigging idiot. Anyhow, well, they wouldn't answer me. And I said to them, right, you're not answering me, but you accept there is an African race. You accept it, even as you accept the sun is in the sky. So you're racist. Because there's only one race on this planet, the human race. So you're being racist. And the Racial Equality Organisation is being racist in splitting up the human race. There's only one race. They buggered off. Because how can they answer you? And that is the answer to these persons here, to these bits of girls and the like who follow government. Bent, pernicious government. Ask them, when they say to you, oh, you're a racist, well, you're making racist remarks, just stand there, fold your arms and just smile. Yeah, carry on. Carry on. Wait till they finish. Patient. Don't get at them. Just be patient. Listen to them. Listen to the buggers going on, silly sods, and then say, do you believe in an African race? Yeah, I do. So you believe in an English race then? Yeah, I do, yeah. Then you're racist. Huh? What do you mean racist? Oh, I'm not racist, you're racist. No, you're racist because you've just split up the human race and you divided it. You've put blacks and you put whites and you put greens and you've got yellows and all the picking rest of it. To your mind, the world is not one race. You've just divided it up, you silly sod. You're a racist. You can't claim I'm a racist because I only believe in one race. And they're buggered. Totally buggered. They can't answer you. How can they answer you? Because you've just said to them, you're racist. You've just illustrated to them they're racist. They've just self-confessed by saying there are various races and they're racist. They're buggered. I find that absolutely amazing. And the good part about it is, once we grasp this fact of life that sits and stares us in the face, that there is one human race, we are then confident, self-assured within our understanding, okay, that when persons say to us, you're racist, that we know we're not. And I have always said to persons, you won't find any racism in me, because I understand that there's one human race, but I'll find it in you because you believe there are various races. So you've split the human race up into various races, therefore you're causing division, and therefore also the fact that you're racist by doing so. By saying, oh, this man's different than this man. That's racism. Oh, this tribe and that tribe, or this nation, the African race and the British race and this race and that race. That's racism. You silly, uneducated, ignorant buffoons. Because you've listened to pigging government, isn't it? Oh, got any plasters? Oh, do you want a plaster? Me knuckles, me knuckles. Oh, they keep dragging on the ground. Right? And this bimbo here says we need an education. Well, she needs to get an education. She needs, first and foremost of all, these girls and these boys that are arrogant and seek to tell others, you know what they freaking need? They need a dose of what we would call cross-provenance. In layman's terms, huge difficulties to go through in order to topple their towers of arrogance, to bring them low, to bring them to the ground, to have them to metaphorically sit upon the cold pavement of life where we have been. And as we get older, we can reflect back and go back. And even now, times arrive that knock us down and show us where we actually stand, and we stand dependent. That's all we stand. We're always dependent. We're dependent upon knowledge, right knowledge. And that's what these buggers need. A knocking down by life itself. Being put out, as we say, upon the cold pavement of life, to the reality of life, to what one is in life. And therefore, when one considers that one is nothing but a learning object, basically, one has compassion upon others, feels for others. There's no arrogance to get in the way. There's no self-centeredness that implodes the life, that will destroy the life eventually. And to throw people onto medicines, tranquilizers and booze and all the frigging rest of it. Okay? but there's one human race. If we grasp that, we grasp the very importance of life, that there's one human race, so that every aspect of human behaviour in life, we can understand there is no barriers, no nationalities, as it were. That the criminal in prison, you go to a prison, you'll find Chinese, you'll find Pakistanis, you'll find all persons of nations reflected in prisons, even officers, judges, members of parliament, doctors, surgeons, dentists, opticians, royalty, in prison. Because it's one human race, one failure. One failure. We're all the same. Underneath the skin, we're all the same. The only difference, as we say, is nationality, tongues, and rituals and rites, and that's about it. The skin tone is skin tone. There's no such thing as black and white. That's freaking stupid. That is absolutely stupid. I actually went to one of these racism courses, and the fellas said, don't anybody speak about black and white. Oh no, what was it? Oh, he said something about black and white anyhow. It's a long time ago. And I'm thinking, he's not exactly black, he's not exactly brown. How can you turn people say black and white? Because I'm not white. You get a white tin of pig in paint, stick it up against yourself if you're so-called white, and you'll find you're not white. You get a tin of black paint and stick it up against this one here, who the morons would say, oh, well, she's black. It's absolutely crazy. The only thing we can say, in all fairness, about colour is that a person is darker skinned or lighter skinned than another. Okay, I mean, they come up with terms like Caucasian for white, which is fair enough, because that's a description that indicates that a person is of a lighter skin. Okay, it's fair enough. But you can't actually say a person's black and a person's white. No, they're all of darker or lighter skin and of a certain nation. And really, at the end of the day, the only emphasis should be upon the nation. I mean, there's a Chinese woman walking down the road. She is not necessarily of a China nation. She could have been in the UK, brought up in the UK. But her appearance, you could say to a policeman, her appearance is, if he's looking for this woman, of a Chinese origin. Can't say she's a China person because you don't know if she's living here and she was brought up here. Doesn't know if she's been shipped in here, but we can say she is of an Oriental Chinese features and way. It's the same all the way around. Anyhow, hopefully that clears up matters. We'll go on to other subjects later on. Bye-bye. Where's my tea? Oh, you pudding. Sorry about this. Madam here would like to authenticate that it's this. It's William Tyndale. Thank you. Now you can go get me a cup of tea, love. Now go on. I'll go and get you another dress. Bye-bye.